Welcome to today's lesson on the endocrine system, where we will explore its crucial role in regulating and coordinating various biological processes through hormones. In today's lesson, we will first understand the structure and function of the endocrine system, learning how it sends messages throughout the body via hormones. Then, we'll differentiate between hormonal responses and nervous responses. And finally, we will identify and label various glands in the body that produce different hormones. So far, you have learned about homeostasis and its importance in maintaining a stable internal environment in the body. This foundational knowledge sets the stage for us to introduce the endocrine system, one of the critical systems contributing to homeostasis. Understanding the endocrine system advances our biological understanding by highlighting how the body communicates internally to regulate functions such as growth, metabolism, and reproduction. By learning about different glands and hormones, you'll gain insight into how our bodies maintain balance and respond to changes. Let's get started. To begin, let's explore how the body coordinates and controls various functions. Besides sending electrical impulses along the body through the nervous system, the body has another coordination and control system that sends information through chemical substances called hormones. This is called the endocrine system. The endocrine system is made up of glands, called endocrine glands, that secrete hormones directly into the bloodstream. The bloodstream then carries the hormone to its target organ or organs, where it is sensed by receptors on the cell membranes of the organ cells and triggers a response in the organ cells. Compared to the nervous system, hormone effects tend to be slower but longer lasting. Some hormones, like adrenaline and insulin, can have a rapid effect, but generally, hormonal responses act more broadly across the body compared to the precise, quick actions controlled by the nervous system. There are several key glands in the endocrine system, each producing different hormones for various functions. Here are the main ones. Firstly, the pituitary gland, often termed the master gland. It secretes several hormones that control other glands. For example, it releases ADH, which controls urine production by the kidneys, FSH, which stimulates the ovaries to produce estrogen, and TSH, which stimulates the thyroid gland to produce thyroxine. Secondly, the thyroid gland. This produces thyroxine, which helps regulate metabolism, heart rate, and temperature. Next, the adrenal gland. This produces adrenaline, which triggers the body's fight or flight response. The pancreas produces insulin, which helps regulate the level of glucose in the blood. The ovaries, which produce estrogen, involved in the menstrual cycle and the development of secondary female sexual characteristics. And lastly, the testes, which produce testosterone, involved in sperm production and the development of secondary male sexual characteristics. You should also be able to identify these glands in the human body from a diagram. Here's a brief overview to help you recognize them. The pituitary gland is located at the base of the brain. The thyroid gland is found in the neck, wrapping around the trachea. The adrenal glands sit atop the kidneys. The pancreas is located near the stomach. The ovaries are located in the female pelvis. The testes are located in the male scrotum. Let's work through this question to consolidate our understanding of the endocrine system and its functions. Compare how hormonal responses and nervous responses differ in terms of speed and duration. Pause here to try the question yourself. Now let's go through it. Nervous responses are usually very fast because nerve impulses travel rapidly along neurons. They tend to be targeted and act on a precise area. These responses are typically short-lived. Hormonal responses are generally slower because hormones travel through the bloodstream. Despite their slower onset, hormonal responses tend to last longer since hormones remain in the blood for a period. They tend to act more generally in the body. In today's lesson, we explored the endocrine system, which maintains homeostasis through hormones, chemical signals produced by glands and carried in the bloodstream. Unlike the nervous system's rapid electrical impulses, the endocrine system's responses are slower but longer lasting. We identified key glands, including the pituitary, thyroid, adrenal glands, pancreas, and gonads, each producing specific hormones that regulate bodily functions. For example, the pituitary gland known as the master gland, controls other glands and releases hormones like growth hormone, while the thyroid regulates metabolism through thyroxine. We also compared hormonal and nervous responses, noting that nervous responses are fast, short-term and more precise, while hormonal responses are slower, longer-lasting and more general. By the end, you should recognize major endocrine glands, understand the hormones they produce, and differentiate between the communication methods of the endocrine and nervous systems, which is essential for understanding homeostasis.